God put a limit on how far you can go in the waters. So they say, oh, we only explore only 5% of the waters. We only explore 5% of the ocean. It's only because they're only allowed to explore 5% of the ocean, or less probably. And here's why. In the book of Job, God says that he put a limit on the seas and on the waters. Hold on. Chapter 38 of the book of Job, it says, this is God speaking to Job. He says, who shut in the sea with doors when it burst forth and issued from the womb? When I made the clouds its garment and the thick darkness its swaddling band. When I fixed my limit for it and I set bars and doors. When I said, this is as far as you may come, but no further. And here your proud waves must stop. God is saying that he put a limit in the waters. Hold on. Above, below. He not only put a limit on the waters, he put a limit on the skies. I won't go too deep, but listen to me. Listen to me. Y'all are here with me. There is a limit on how far we can go. There's a limit here and there's a limit there. You just heard, this is from God's mouth. He is speaking back to Job about his omnipotence. He's telling Job, who am I that I do these things? Do y'all want to see the verse again? Probably not. But what I'm saying is God put a limit on it. They can't. Y'all think that humans have the ability to do whatever they want. They don't. They don't. They don't. I'll leave this with you. I'll leave this with you. That's all I'm going to say. I'll leave this with you. Very interesting. And this wasn't even playing. I just looked to my left and it was right there. Praise God.
Yeah. And NASA made a deal with the marine kingdom. That's why they stopped exploring the ocean. And the deal was keep their existence a secret, and we can have all the technology that we want. Make it make sense. I hope y'all don't think we created all this technology. Y'all, it was a deal had to be made. A deal had to be made. Keep them a secret and they will give us all the technology. The movie Aquaman, the Black Panther movie, Wakanda Forever, they show us how those civilizations look. How do you think they know? Y'all think they just come up with this stuff out of nowhere? No. They made a deal with the marine kingdom. In exchange, they get all the technology they want. Yeah. And all the technology, and they get to explore space. Stop exploring the ocean. Make it make sense.
Reason number 5,704 that I'm terrified of the ocean is this video. I literally almost pooped my pants. I had to watch the video like 3 times to see, but once I saw, no beach for me, thank you. Trigger warning, thalassophobia, big time.
Some say this could be a sea.
Did you see that thing? Did you see how big it was? A sea serpent. I have never heard of a sea serpent that big. Go back and watch it again if you didn't see. You gotta look hard. Now, that's not even the scariest part. Let's go to the end of the video. Did you see that? Did you see it? Did you see it? Did you see it at the end? I was like, no freaking way. Just in case you didn't catch it, here is a nice little still shot of it. What is that? It's a no for me, y'all. Like, I don't want to know. Y'all know on this channel we have already discussed that space is at the bottom of the ocean and that the space that NASA is trying to tell us about is a fraud because of the firmament that God placed above us. Mind y'all, this is where people can go. Like, this isn't at the bottom of the ocean where our heads will explode. If this is what is in the ocean where we can actually reach, I don't want to know. I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to smell it. Now, I already know what some of you guys are going to say. Is this the Leviathan? I don't think so. I mean, look at the size of its head. That's definitely crazy big, but I don't think it's anywhere near as colossal as the Leviathan would be. If you look at the Google Maps, hold on, let me get it. And while I'm at it, pause. TikTok, this is for entertainment purposes only. Please don't ban me. This is said to be the Leviathan on Google Maps. Now, this is literally like Google Earth. Look how big that head is just looking at it. Imagine what it actually is in real life. There's no way that that is the Leviathan. Like, it's way too small. It's still big enough for me to say it's a no for me. I'm good. It is crazy because I find the ocean to be so beautiful to look at and calming. But the more I find out, the more I'm realizing that that's just, no, I'm okay. Also, I went on a cruise and I just now found out that my cruise ship went near the Bermuda Triangle, and that freaked me. I was like, wait a minute. I did not consent to be going near these portals, okay? Even though technically I did consent to it because I signed the papers, but still they shouldn't have played me like that. Anyway, y'all, I'm so happy that 80,000 of you think just like me, because I never have anyone to talk to about this stuff. But I'm terrified of the day that my video ends up on the wrong side of TikTok and people just start flaming me, because I know it's coming at some point. As always, make sure you like and follow and comment down below what you think.
This is exactly why NASA stopped exploring the world's oceans, and this is what still terrifies people today. NASA began exploring the oceans in 1958. But in 1990, the research suddenly stopped, and all resources were redirected into space. Almost as if someone wanted humanity far away from Earth, and far away from the deep sea. People started asking a question: what underwater creature are they trying to hide from us? Some experts online even suggest that our ocean is not the beautiful, peaceful place we think it is. That something far more sinister could be lurking there. Everything leads to one place, the Mariana Trench, the deepest point on Earth. In 1989, NASA divers went down there, and they recorded a horrifying sound of something alive. Listen to it yourself. It doesn't sound like anything we know. At first they thought this was the famous bloop. But it turned out to be much scarier. It was a recording of a completely unknown species, something no science book has ever described before. And it terrified the researchers so much that the entire project was shut down. If you think you're brave enough, you can see this for yourself. Just type in search Ningen Antarctica. Follow me. If you want more real stories they don't want you to know.
Y'all keep talking about it's aliens in the water, it's aliens in the water. It's not aliens in the water. The water is how you get to space. Water is a portal. You can't go up. To get out of space, you gotta go down. The aliens are not in the water. Space is the water. That's why the water is infinite. That's why we don't know how deep the water is. The water is space. The water is space. The aliens are coming through the water from space. Water is space. The water is space. After a while, the water just turned to space. It's space. That's where space at. I don't know what's so hard. Like, this is not a hard concept to understand. That's why every time y'all see a rocket, that motherfucker blow up. You can't escape from the top. You got to go through the bottom.
So before we start with this commentary, a quick disclaimer for YouTube. This video is for entertainment and discussion purposes only. Do not take anything you hear in this video so seriously. This is not, it's not that serious. I may be crazy, okay? Yeah, so the theories, claims, and opinions mentioned throughout this video are based on stories, internet discussions, personal beliefs, and interpretations. They should not be taken as established facts. Always go on and do your own research and come to your own conclusion. Now, with that being said, okay? So when people hear that humanity only explored a tiny fraction of the world's oceans, it immediately, sparks curiosity, depending on which source you look at. Many claim that more than 90% of the ocean remains largely unexplored. The statistic alone has fueled countless mysteries, theories, and debates. Some people believe the reason is simple. The ocean is incredibly vast, dark, and difficult to study. Others, however, think there's much more to the story. So according to some online theories, there may be limits placed on humanity's ability to fully uncover what lies beneath the surface. Okay, yeah. So supporters of these ideas often point to a passage from the book of Job, where God speaks about setting boundaries for the seas and commanding where the waves must stop. They interpret these verses as evidence that certain areas of creation were intentionally placed beyond human reach. And there are more controversial theories. Okay, some claim that governments and scientific organizations allegedly shifted their focus away from the deep ocean in favor of space exploration for reasons the public doesn't fully understand. Others go even further, suggesting that unknown creatures, hidden civilizations, or unexplained phenomena may exist in the deepest trenches on Earth. Okay, so whether it's mysterious sounds are recorded beneath the waves, strange shapes spotted in videos, or legends about sea serpents and Leviathan, one thing is certain. Okay, the ocean continues to capture our imagination. Okay, could these stories be based on reality? Are they simply myths that have evolved over time, or are they examples of humanity's endless fascination with unknown? Whatever the answer may be, the mysteries of the deep continue to inspire questions that remained unanswered. Yeah, so let's just continue watching the rest of the clips, and make sure you subscribe and turn on that notification bell if it was your first time to be on this channel. Okay, support my videos, guys. You're doing great. So far so good. Keep sharing my videos, keep commenting, terrorize my comment section. I don't mind. Like, ask questions, add your own knowledge, wisdom to this. Yeah, we're still on such topics. We're gonna be on this for quite some time. I love how you guys are turning out for these videos. Okay, thank you for your support. Yeah, anyway, let's get back to the videos. I'll come back at the end of this video to give my own final 2 cents.
That Florida man that said he was kidnapped by dolphins and then they forced him to, build underwater cities and condos and apartments, I believe him. I fully believe him, because think about it. Mermaids are usually seen in accompaniment of what? Sirens, mermaids. I believe them. There's a reason that we're not legally allowed to talk to dolphins. And he said, yep, I went out swimming and they pulled me and they took me underwater for 3 days. They forced me to build up. And then when we find him back on land, he's soaking wet. He's confused. But they did test. He's not mentally unwell. He's fine. The only thing that was wrong with him was he was dehydrated. They did a bunch of tests. They said he has no head trauma. He's not mentally confused. He seems fine. He's just saying this story. And then they looked at his lungs. They found seawater and marine particles, which is what you would find, like he suggested, he had been deep underwater. But he has no damage to his lungs that the pressure would obviously do if you're that deep down there, for it to get into there like that. I believe him. And then not only that, the dude has a master's in aerospace and knew a lot about underwater technology. And then he said they scouted him for a reason. I believe him. Oh, I know it sounds crazy. I know it feels like I got a tinfoil hat, but I believe him. I believe him, because think about it. Dolphins and sirens or mermaids are usually connected. And think about it. Every single ancient civilization, even before they started messing with each other, had their own version of it. Now my true problem though is because he said the leader of the dolphins, named Gerald, was going to come get him for phase 2. What's phase 2?
So the reason why people stopped exploring the ocean, right, and supposedly they explore space like more than the ocean, is because I truly do believe that there's like real big, crazy, big creatures down there. They're talking about how there's like a whale, or there's a creature down there that what it does, it mimics the sound of a whale in order for a whale to go down there so it could, pull it in, eat it. Just search up whale skeleton, search up that. And yeah, so there's like a creature down there that is so huge that it eats whales. And it's smart enough to mimic a whale or mimic other animals, right? And there's been studies that there's something down there that mimics a whale. So if you think about it, like, damn, whales are huge. So imagine if there's like a creature down there that is like, feeding on whales, and they could switch up the frequency, their voice. And that just makes you think like, damn, people are like, oh, it's the Kraken or Kraken. What is it called? right? So, or that big creature down there, you know, Leviathan. I think that's what it's also another name. Damn, I don't know. When I heard about that, I'm like, that's crazy. Search it up.
Yes, it's crazy that you mentioned that because I literally had it in my notes to talk about that next. NASA is hiding something, and I don't care what nobody say. They are hiding something, and they do not want the public to know. In 1958, they started exploring the ocean, but literally 20 years later in 1978, they announced to the public that they will no longer be exploring the ocean. And that's crazy because they never had no explanation, no reason why. They just said, oh, well, we're no longer will be exploring this because they're trying to hide something they don't want the public to know. And over the years, we have definitely discovered that space and the ocean is most definitely connected. There's no if and buts about it. It's definitely connected. And if you click on this comment, that will lead to the video where I'm talking about all that stuff with the space and the ocean being connected. But I'm starting to believe this conspiracy theory that's claiming that NASA found something so crazy down there that they don't want the public to know about it. Because why else would they just go ghost after just exploring the ocean for 20 years? And oh, we're done with no explanation. Come on now, they found something down there, y'all. And it's crazy because we explored only 20% of our ocean and we know so much about outer space. Why y'all think so? Because they ain't trying to go down there, y'all. We have enough proof that space and the ocean is connected enough for them to still be exploring the ocean. But nope, they said this shit too scary. We gonna just stick to outer space. Because outer space, something that's out of our planet, is more safer than our oceans. And that's bizarre to me. And another reason why they ain't trying to keep on exploring the ocean, look how deep that motherfucker is. Because the Mariana Trench is not the deepest part of the ocean. I'm gonna keep on saying that. It's not. Mariana Trench is what? 39,029 feet. It goes deeper than that. Don't believe that bullshit where people keep on saying that's the deep part of the ocean. It's not the deepest part of the ocean. They ain't trying to go no deep because they ain't trying to end up in a whole different dimension because they went too deep. You know, like they say, leave well enough alone, because eventually they keep on exploring, they're gonna be in a whole different dimension that they can't even come back from. But if y'all like weird and creepy videos like this, follow me for more because I know more stuff that will literally blow your mind.
So as we reach the end of this video, we are left with a question that has fascinated people for generations. What is really hiding beneath the surface of the waters, oceans? Okay, so the truth that nobody watching this the truth is that nobody watching this video can confidently claim to have all the answers, not even me. Okay, yeah, I'm just sharing according to what I've discovered online, what I've researched online. Yeah, so the deep ocean remains one of the most least understood environments on earth. Vast stretches of it have never been seen directly by human eyes, and that reality naturally leaves room for speculation, imagination, and theories of every kind. I mean, throughout this video, we've explored claims. We're gonna stick to claims. Like I keep saying, the freedom of speech is no longer freedom on these apps. Yeah, claims are ranging from biblical interpretations to stories about mysterious underwater creatures, hidden civilizations, strange sounds recorded in the depth, alleged government secrets, and even those theories connecting the ocean to concepts far beyond what conventional science accepts. But it is important to remember something as well. None of the ideas discussed in this video should be accepted as proven fact simply because they sound convincing or because they appear in a viral clip online. Many of these stories come from social media posts, internet forums, personal opinions, and interpretations that remain heavily debated. This video is for entertainment purposes only, YouTube. Okay, I may be crazy. I don't know what I'm saying. We're just here to entertain people, react to something that is already online. Okay, we are examining claims, discussing theories, and reacting to information that is already circulating online. We are not claiming that any of these theories are true, verified, or supported by scientific evidence. That distinction matters. YouTube, the internet is full of fascinating stories. Some eventually turn out to be true, others are misunderstood observations, and many are simply modern myths that continue to grow every time they are shared. What makes the ocean such a fertile ground for these theories? The fact that it genuinely remains mysterious. Even without conspiracy theories, the deep sea contains creatures that look like they belong in science fiction movies only. Okay, I didn't know that such things, according to what I've seen, I don't know if they're true or AI or whatever, I didn't know such things existed. Even in the ocean, okay? There are fish with transparent heads, giant squid that were once considered like legends, glowing organisms that produce their own light. in the ocean, and they are moving, and ecosystems thriving in places where sunlight never reaches. Reality itself is already strange enough, guys, and perhaps that is why Ocean Mysteries continues to captivate millions of people around the world. The unknown creates a sense of wonder. It encourages us to ask a question. It pushes us to imagine possibilities beyond what we currently understand. Some people watching this video may believe that ancient texts reveal hidden truths about the ocean. Others may believe that science will eventually explain every mystery that currently exists, and some may find themselves somewhere in the middle, remaining open-minded while still demanding evidence before accepting extraordinary claims. There's nothing wrong with asking questions, okay? There's nothing wrong with being curious. Curiosity is what drives discovery. At the same time, curiosity works best when paired with critical thinking, okay? It's okay to explore unusual ideas, but it's equally important to evaluate sources, examine evidence, and separate speculation from established facts. So when someone presents a theory online, ask questions. Ask yourself, what evidence supports this claim? Can it be independently verified? Okay, are there alternative explanations? What do experts in the field say about it? Okay, because experts are right. Yeah, those questions don't make a mystery less exciting. They make the search for truth even more meaningful. As for the ocean itself, perhaps the greatest mystery isn't whether sea serpents, leviathans, portals, or hidden kingdoms exist. Perhaps the greatest mystery is simply how much we still don't know. Every year, scientists discover new species that nobody knew existed. Every year, new technology allows researchers to travel deeper and observe environments that were once inaccessible. Yeah, the story of ocean exploration is still being written. Who knows what discoveries await future generations? Could there be enormous creatures living in places where we've never explored? Could there be geological wonders unlike anything we've ever seen before? Could there be entire ecosystems operating according to rules we don't yet understand? Those possibilities are exciting enough on their own. Until then, the ocean remains a place where fact, legend, science, mythology, and imagination often collide. It is a place that inspires fear in some people, fascinating in others, and endless debate across the internet. And maybe that is exactly why these stories continue to spread, because deep down people are drawn to mysteries. Okay, we want to believe there's still something left to discover. We want to believe that not every question has been answered. So whether you view these theories as entertaining stories, thought-provoking possibilities, or complete fiction, one thing is undeniable: the ocean continues to capture humanity's imagination like few other places on earth. Once again, this video is intended purely for entertainment, discussion, and commentary purposes only. We are not presenting these claims as facts, and viewers should conduct their own research before forming conclusions about any topic discussed in this video. So if you enjoyed exploring these mysteries with us, make sure to leave a comment below and share your thoughts. Which theory did you find the most interesting? Which claim do you think deserves more investigation? And what do you believe might actually be hiding in the unexplored depths of the ocean? Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being part of the conversation. And remember, sometimes the most fascinating mysteries are not the answers we find, but the questions that continue to remain unanswered. Until next time, stay curious, stay open-minded, and keep exploring the unknown, and stay peaceful. I'll see you in my next video.